Paul, welcome to Cage Warriors. Welcome to Newcastle. What brings you here?
It has to be for Chris Bungard, my teammate. He was the guy I started this adventure all the years ago. I want to say maybe 10, 11 years ago, we both walked into an MMA gym, fell in love with the sport, and when you look at both our careers, fighting in top level shows is what we do right now.
And Chris Bungard and Sean Clancy were out in Vegas with you last week. Are you kind of returning a favour here and going to support him?
Yeah, it's slightly different, isn't it? When you're used to that sun in Vegas, that nice heat, and you come to Newcastle and it's very, very cold. It's slightly different. But Cage Warriors prospect in Sean Clancy and OG in Cage Warriors Chris Bungard. You know, both guys are amazing to have in my camp, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do in this sport in Cage Warriors.
And obviously there's a bit of fire burning in Chris. We saw in the weigh-ins yesterday. Where's his head at entering this fight?
You know, Chris Bungard, the bad guy, he doesn't get his name for no reason. He is game, and especially in these exchanges. You know, when Perry's going to try and hold him and slow this fight down, Chris Bungard's going to cut him up, and that's the last thing you want to be doing in this cage with Chris Bungard, trying to hold him, because that's when he's dangerous. Having someone like Chris Bungard showcasing his talents here is the reason why Cage Warriors are coming to Scotland, and they're going to put on an amazing event with some of the hopefuls in Scotland like Sean Clancy, who just had his debut and showcased what he can do. That kid, within a few fights, is going to be a champion.
And how exciting is it that Cage Warriors potentially are coming to Scotland next year? There's a lot of talent there, isn't there?
You know, it's been a while since we've seen a show like Cage Warriors coming to Scotland. A lot of shows come to places like Newcastle, London, Manchester, and never really venture up past the wall. But now what we've got is we've got some of the best fighters coming out of Scotland showcasing it on Cage Warriors, and we're seeing that. As I said, Chris Bungard representing tonight, Sean Clancy, Aidan Stevens, and then hopefully we'll see someone like Scotty Boomtime back showing what he can do in that judo exchange.
Rhys McEwen in the main event as well, another Scottish prospect. Do you see him getting it done tonight?
You know, everybody forgets about Rhys, but he is one of the top fighters coming out of Scotland, and I expect to see Rhys tonight with a belt round his waist, and then when it comes to the potential outcome of Cage Warriors coming to Scotland, we're going to see him headline and retain his belt, and then from that move on to maybe some of the top American shows.
Even though we're in England, maybe half the crowd here are Scottish, would you say, tonight?
You know, being in England, I definitely don't think it's an English crowd. When you look at the numbers of what Chris Bungard and Rhys McEwen have done for selling this out, it's been incredible. So the vast majority of accents out there are Scottish and not English.
Paul, thank you for joining us, and enjoy the show tonight.
It's a pleasure, guys.